In this video, I'm going to give you some gift ideas for the guitar player in your life. Now, even if you're the guitar player in your life, you still deserve nice stuff, so let's get into it. I've broken this video down into a couple of different price tiers, starting with tier 1. These are gifts that are like $20 and below. You're given these either as stocking stuffers or out of obligation. Say somebody at work organized a Secret Santa and you got the HR guy. But he's not all bad because you know he plays guitar. So you want to get something, but you don't want to spend too much. The first thing you should think about getting is a Dunlop variety pack. This is just a variety pack of different kind of picks from Dunlop, who I think makes the best picks, and it allows guitar players to kind of try out a lot of different picks and see what they like. They're not super expensive, and it makes a really good gift. The second thing in this tier are nice guitar strings. Guitar strings are a really good gift, but if you give somebody just random guitar strings, that can be a little bit boring because you know for a fact that guitar players were going to buy that for themselves anyway. It's almost like buying a non-guitar player some gasoline. You know they're going to use it, and in that way it's a good gift, but it's kind of unexciting. But you can solve this if you get really nice guitar strings. These are D'Addario NYXLs, and these are for electric guitar. For acoustic guitar, I would recommend Elixir strings. Now's a good time to mention that I'll have everything in this video linked in the description, and I'm not sponsored by anybody, so everything that I'm recommending here is truly stuff that I like. Nice guitar strings aren't going to blow a guitar player's mind. It's not like before you were playing guitar in black and white and now you're playing guitar in color now that you have nice guitar strings. But usually, nice guitar strings, like the ones I recommended, are just noticeably better. The next thing I recommend in this tier are slides. This is a brass slide and this is a glass slide, and they're between 10 and 20 bucks. I think they're cool because they're not super expensive, but they unlock an entirely new kind of guitar playing. Slides are getting really popular these days, and this is a cheap way to give a guitar player an entirely new style of playing that's available to them. And finally in this tier, the most important gift on this whole list, strap locks. Strap locks are little metal parts that go on your guitar and your strap, and they lock the guitar onto the strap so that your guitar doesn't fall. I actually had a guitar fall and break one time because I wasn't using strap locks, and it sucked. It was terrible. This gift is a little bit unexciting because it's kind of like an insurance policy, but it's the most important gift on this list, I promise. Strap locks are 10 bucks, and they can literally save you thousands of dollars from dropping your expensive guitar. Okay, tier 2. These gifts are going to be in the $50 neighborhood. These are gifts you get for somebody who you want to give a nice gift to, but it's kind of weird if you go too overboard, so you got to strike that perfect balance. I'm calling this the sister-in-law tier. First thing is a guitar stand. This is a really important gift because if your guitar is in its case all the time, especially even if it's in a closet, then you're never going to play it. You want your guitar out on a stand so that it's readily accessible. You can just pick it up and play it. You want as few barriers between you and playing as possible. I recommend stands from a company called Hercules. They're really secure, really well built. You don't have to worry about the guitar. And because you're giving somebody a stand, it's almost like you're giving them the gift of playing their guitar more. Next thing on the list is a Mogami guitar cable. This is basically just a really high quality guitar cable. This actually is not a Mogami guitar cable. This is one I built to be exactly like Mogami guitar cables. These are basically just really, really nice guitar cables. They're really well built and they feel super premium. This is one of those things that every guitar player wants, but nobody wants to spend the money because I think these cables are like 70 bucks, but they'll literally last a lifetime and they're really nice. Every now and again, you'll see some marketing materials about how because they have this gold connector, they transmit sound better. That's pretty much nonsense. Don't buy these for the gold connector. Buy them because they're just really well built and the materials are awesome. My favorite thing about these is that the rubber jacket on the outside of the cable has like a satin finish, and so it's not tacky. They don't really get tangled up very much. I get that I'm gushing about these cables, so I just want to reiterate, I'm not sponsored. This isn't even really a Mogami. I just used all the same parts that Mogami uses and made my own cable, but I can't sell that to you, so if you want the equivalent, go get a Mogami. Okay, tier 3. These gifts are going to be between 100 and 200 bucks. These are gifts for family. You know, these are just bread and butter gifts. First thing I'm going to recommend, for 200 bucks, you can get a Squier Sonic Series guitar. This is basically Fender's entry-level lineup. Squier is a company that Fender owns, and they build basically the Fender models just a little bit cheaper, and the Sonic Series is their entry-level line. In fact, I kind of have one of these. A little while back, they called it the Affinity Series instead of the Sonic Series, and this is my Squier Affinity Series Stratocaster. And this is a really, really decent guitar for 200 bucks. I think at the $200 price point, these are pretty much better than anything else on the market right now. Next thing I'm going to recommend is a really great first amp if you can swing the 150 bucks it costs. That is a Line 6 Spider 5 Mark II. Hey guys, Editing Kevin from the future here. I gotta jump in because I had a failure of some sound equipment when I was recording this. What I was gonna say during this section of the video is that for $150, you can get an amp called the Line 6 Spider 5 Mark II. It has a long, confusing name, but it's a really great amp. This is a great choice if you're looking to get somebody their first amp. It has just enough volume for some bedroom practice and very small band rehearsals, but the really cool thing is it's a modeling amp, so it has a lot of different amp sounds in it. None of them are going to blow your hair back, but it allows guitar players to kind of taste different amp tones, and then later on you can invest in something that's of higher quality that has the tone you really like. I think for first amps, Line 6 amps make a great choice, and this is probably the best choice in their whole lineup. Amps also make really great gifts because when guitar players start playing electric, they're all excited to play electric, but they're not thinking about the fact that they also need an amp to supplement the guitar if they actually want to hear it. So it can be something that guitar players are kind of overlooking, and it just fills in a really great spot as a gift. Anyway, back to the video. Now, as a quick aside, if you're buying somebody their first electric guitar, you should know that there's a couple of things you need for an electric guitar. You can't just play it by itself. You need an amp and cables and picks and strings and a strap and a tuner, and it can be a lot to keep track of. So there's a lot of companies, including Squier, that have a complete first electric guitar kit. I'll have that linked below, but if you have a little bit more money to spend and you want higher quality accessories that'll probably grow with a guitar player for a little bit longer, I actually made my own kit, and all that is linked in the description. It includes the Squier Sonic Series guitar that we talked about, the Line 6 amp, as well as a couple other accessories like cables and tuners and things that are steps up from the stuff you're going to get in the all-in-one kits from the big manufacturers like Squier. Now, if you were to buy everything in my kit, it's going to be a little bit more expensive because everything's going to be a la carte, and like I said, the stuff is a little bit higher quality. But if you do end up using a part of the kit, or you buy the whole thing, let me know in the comments. I'm really interested to see how many people are interested in that. But anyway, I'm going to finish off Tier 3 with something a little bit different. That is the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. This is what's called an audio interface, and it allows a guitar player to connect their guitar or a microphone to their computer and make professional style recordings. It's a good gift for any musician because, like I said, it allows you to get into more serious recording. The reason I'm recommending the Focusrite interface is because they're very popular, so there's a lot of support. If you're having a question about how to use something, there's plenty of information online, and they are really, really good quality for the money. Moving on to Tier 4. These gifts are going to be $500 and up. These are big holiday-defining gifts. People will look back on this and go, oh yeah, last year we did Christmas at Mom's house, and the year before that was the year that Cletus gave Eddie insert gift from Tier 4. We're going to start with one of these, which is a PRS SE Standard 24. As of recording this, these are on sale for $600, and these are awesome guitars. Again, not sponsored, but the longtime viewers will know that I'm a big PRS fanboy, and there's a reason for that. Their quality control and the quality that they're able to fit into such a low price point is mind-boggling. If you want to give somebody something that's not quite a Stratocaster, not quite a Les Paul, but something different, this is an amazing gift. Another guitar in this tier is a PRS SE Silver Sky. As of recording this, these are on sale for $680, and at that price, this is the best deal in all of music. The Silver Sky is PRS's take on a Fender Stratocaster. It's kind of their attempt at a Fender Stratocaster, and in my opinion, I think they do it better than Fender. Whenever you see SE on a PRS guitar, that means Student Edition, and that's their line of guitars that they build overseas. The quality on these is amazing. In my opinion, they are way better than foreign-built guitars from other companies, and the SE Silver Sky is particularly impressive. Now, I already have an American-built Stratocaster that my parents gave me when I was 15, and so I have a lot of sentimental value in this guitar, and it's actually a really excellent guitar, but the PRS SE Silver Skies make me wish that I could go back to before I had this, and I would have gotten one of those instead, because, again, this is a high-end American-built guitar, and the SE Silver Skies are almost as good as this. The final thing I'm going to put in Tier 4 is actually not guitar related. It's a camera. I'm going to suggest the Canon R100. This is a $500 camera made by Canon, and I think that a camera is a really great gift for guitar players. Being able to create content is becoming a more important part of being a successful musician, and so I think you can't go wrong with a camera. The other thing is guitar players are usually creative people, and cameras make good gifts generally, but for creative people, I think they make great gifts. In my final year of high school, my folks gave me a camera that was very comparable to the Canon R100. I got really into using it, and now I make videos, so that worked out as a really good gift for me. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Even if the guitar player in your life doesn't have aspirations of sitting in a dark room and talking to no one at 2 o'clock in the afternoon like I am right now, I still think cameras make a good gift. And I think the Canon R100 is a really great starter camera. Okay, so I'm adding tier 5, and this is basically the insanely expensive tier. It's just an excuse for me to talk about the guitars that I think are cool. This is the tier if you're shopping for me. This is the me tier. Alright, so the first thing on this tier for $1,400 is the Epiphone Joe Bonamassa 1963 SG Custom. So Epiphone, the company that Gibson owns, every year they do a Joe Bonamassa signature guitar. And Joe Bonamassa is a player who's known for having like a really great guitar collection, and they basically copy one guitar out of his collection every year. I think this is a really cool idea, and I always think these guitars are cool. And this year, it's a cherry red SG with 3 pickups and gold hardware, and I just think this thing is really, really cool. Alright, the next thing on this tier is truly ridiculous. This is a Magnatone Twilighter Stereo. This is an amplifier made by a company called Magnatone, who make really high-end, really nice amplifiers. And they have a model called the Twilighter, which is kind of their take on a Fender Deluxe Reverb. And Fender Deluxe Reverbs are pretty much my favorite amp. They have a variation of this model called the Twilighter Stereo. And basically, it's 2 Magnatone Twilighters built into the same box, and there is a stereo tremolo effect. I played this in my local guitar shop, which is Casino Guitars, one time, and this amp blew my mind. It was like playing guitar in 3D. I thought, surely there can't be that much of a stereo effect if the 2 speakers are so close together, but it was really cool, and I really like this amp, and it's $5,000, and I know it's ridiculous, but I still love it. If you aren't convinced of the awesomeness of this amp yet, you can get it in green. Have you ever seen a green amp? This amp is downright handsome. The next thing is something that I've wanted Gibson to do forever, and this year they're finally doing it. They made a 1961 style TV yellow SG. If you can't tell, I love SGs. In fact, this guitar, which the regular viewers have seen on the channel before, is kind of PRS's attempt at an SG. And this is my favorite electric guitar. Yellow has been a part of the SG lineup for a long time, but they haven't done it in recent years. And I've always hated that because I think it's a super cool color on SGs. And now they have it as a part of the standard line. They have the regular 61 SG, and you can get it in TV yellow. I think this would pair well with the green Magnatone amp. Alright, seriously, as I'm recording this, I'm looking at Sweetwater's website. Dude, there is a green, it's like a green teal SG they have available this year. I knew about the TV yellow one, but dude, this green one is winning me over. Alright, I take back the TV yellow SG. The green one is too cool, man. I could get the green SG and the green Magnatone amp and be $7,000 poorer, but I would have the most beautiful sounding and looking guitar setup that the world has ever known. I should probably do it. If you're still watching, the final thing on the whole list is going to be something that's not guitar related at all. For between $400 and $500, depending on where you can find it, Lego has released a Batcave this year that's a shadow box. It's like a shadow box Batcave. I'm really into Legos and Batman because Legos are fun and Batman is awesome. And if you think that's lame, you should know there's only 3 kinds of people in the world who don't play with Legos. People who have sadly never tried it, people who played with Legos as kids and then stopped. This was me for a while, and that was dumb, because Legos never quit being fun. I just started trying to be cool, and there's nothing less cool than trying to be cool. And people who are intentionally depriving themselves of joy because they think they're cooler than Legos. Nobody's cooler than Legos. Legos are awesome. I think the Shadowbox Batcave is really cool. And I actually have a personal connection to Lego Batman that I'm sure none of you know about. Back when I was a kid, I must have been like 10 years old, YouTube was still kind of new, and Lego was hosting they were like holding a contest, a stop motion animation contest. And if you could use your Legos to make a stop motion animated video and you submit it to the contest, they would pick winners, and I believe like the first place prize was going to Legoland or something awesome like that. And then, there was like second and third place, and I believe second and third place were like receiving some amount of Legos. My dad and my brother and I made a stop motion video with Lego Batman. It was a parody of the really campy 1966 show, the movie where there's a shark biting Batman. We made a Lego parody of that scene. And we won like third place. And so we received like a couple of Lego sets, and it was really cool. I voiced Batman in the video, and my brother voiced Robin. Like I said, this was early YouTube, and so we submitted to the contest, and we won third place, and we posted it on YouTube as an afterthought. And so the video ended up getting 12 million views. My dad put it on his channel, and Lego put it on their channel, and on Lego's channel, it got 10 million views, and on my dad's channel, it got 2 million views. So all of this to say, it's kind of funny because here I am talking about guitar, making a guitar YouTube channel, and no matter how successful I get, the most seen thing I will probably ever do online will be a stop motion animated Lego Batman video. So anyway, that's why I have the connection to Lego Batman, and I do think that Shadowbox Batcave is very cool. Anyway, that's the gift guide. If you end up using the electric guitar kit that I put together or using some part of it, let me know in the comments. I wish you luck in your gift giving endeavors, and thank you for watching.